double their office, you know. What was the most difficult difficult part of the book to write, and what is your writing process?
Okay, so I already kind of touched on that by saying I thought I was going to write a very, just tell a story, and I didn't think I'd have to actually explain in detail, this is what happened, because I needed to also prove that clearly are higher forces at play for things to play out the way that they do. So it's not just a simple process of an accident. If you look at an accident and you see what goes on prior to that, man, there's no ways that was going to be avoided. So many synchronistic events have to set it up. For a vehicle to flip over a railing and land on top of another car when there are no other cars on the road, how's that even possible? Because if you try to organize that, you wouldn't be able to organize that. So having to actually go deeply into the feeling part of it, and that's probably why it holds so much energy, because of the truth and everything. It's like bearing my soul of what the experience was, but I had to revisit that stuff. So that part was difficult because that wasn't part of the plan. I didn't know that's where it was going to go. How to make God laugh, tell him your plans, you know. What was the second part of the question? So what I did, you mean really the author prose, how you write. What I did first is I just wrote as things were flowing through me. They say it's really good to do first thing in the morning. When you get up 6 o'clock, before you even rub the sleep out of your eyes, pick up a pen and paper, you cannot believe how inspired everything is. And then as you just keep writing, what happens is other memories pop up. But if you stop if you ignore it and you just keep writing what you're writing, you are not going to that may not get triggered again. So what I would do, if you looked at the original papers, so it was write, and then I wrote, whatever thought came to mind, I wrote enough information down that would make me remember exactly what was triggered, and I put it in a circle. And then I would carry on writing, so all over the place it was like that. Then I would start writing about those things, and those things triggered other stuff. So to me, that's the best way to write. Just write. Don't let anything distract you. Don't worry about what goes in what order. Because I had no clue when I was writing how the chapters would be, but I didn't worry about it until I realized, oh geez, these have to go into chapters. They don't fit into chapters. Because some sections are just small sections, but I'm telling a story when I'm explaining about soul contracts. Or some other section, it's not a chapter on it, so I thought it's not going to work, and that's how I realized it was in three different sections. So, and then you only have to worry about the proofreading, and then you hope you've got friends like this to read. For someone else, it's really important for someone to read the work to give you feedback, because we are so immersed in it that there may be something that's really important that we need to add that it didn't even cross our minds. That's why I read that book, and I read it myself over and over to make sure nothing else was triggered that I thought was left out. And then I had a few people read it, and then my friend Barsha couldn't read it because she couldn't get past the first section. Maybe it's because she was already in tune with the fact that she was going to take the transition. I like to think that the way the book helped her was that she was able to take the transition knowing she loses no connection with her family and how to be able to come through. And so, and then I had Subendri proofread it, give me an idea, and then just kept on plugging it until I was absolutely certain that I was happy with it. It wasn't, and if people tell you, oh no, you should change that. I had one friend, bless her soul, who had a look at it and she said, you know, you actually haven't got this right, because you're supposed to be writing on death, and why are you writing about divorce? You need to read this book. This is the title of the book. Go buy that book and read it, so then you know how to write your book. So I don't think she's ever read my book. So I just thought, okay, I'm going to be selective at who I get to read the book, that I'm going to get the proper criticism of the thing instead of someone telling me how to write a book. Because it's my story. I can't write it in another format. So you really got to keep an integrity with yourself and how you feel when you're writing. And honestly, everybody should tell their story. You heal many people with your story, because someone will always relate to some part of it that they can receive healing.